Bugatti Chiron Review. Veyron's successor is a car that does things no other car can, one with a distinct personality. Good stuff, great steering, incredible engineering, astonishing and brutal pace. Bad stuff, it costs £1.9 million, and you'll need a long road to VMAX it. Overview. What is it? The Veyron's reign as the world's fastest production car is at an end, and the usurper comes from within. Yes, the £1.9 million Chiron retains the Veyron's fundamental proportions and powertrain, but it's new in every other conceivable way and built to bend physics to breaking point. The Chiron is not a hybrid. Unlike its closest competitors, the McLaren P1, LaFerrari, and Porsche 918, it relies solely on fossil fuels. Its engine is a development of the Veyron's 8.0-liter quad-turbo W16. Its gearbox, a strengthened version of the Veyron's 7-speed twin-clutch. And like the Veyron, it deploys its immense power through all four wheels. If we went with hybrid, we would have added additional weight. We would have experienced package constraints too, because this car doesn't have any areas where you can put additional stuff, so the styling would need to change. Wolfgang Durheimer, Bugatti CEO, explained, "We will dramatically raise the bar in terms of top speed. We will dramatically increase the power by 25%. The aerodynamics are better. The road holding is better. We didn't need a hybrid." Whereas the Chiron Super Sport produced a piffling 1,183 bhp and 1,106 pounds of torque, the Chiron develops 1,479 bhp and 1,180 pounds. Oh, and at a constant top speed, the Veyron could drain its 100-liter fuel tank in 12 minutes. The Chiron can do it in 9. Clearly, this is a game of very senior numbers. So here's some more. It will accelerate from 0 to 62 miles per hour in less than 2.5 seconds. 0 to 124 miles per hour in less than 6.5. And 0 to 186 miles per hour in under 13.6. Take a moment to let that last one sink in. That's 2.9 seconds faster than a P1 and a second quicker than the Chiron Super Sport. Bearing in mind that at 186 miles per hour, a second equals a lot of fresh air, 83 meters of it to be precise. Then, there's the top speed, which Bugatti has limited to 261 miles per hour on the standard Chiron, a token 3 miles per hour more than the Chiron Super Sport, but raised to 273 miles per hour on the 2.6 million pound Chiron Super Sport. That's the elongated and pumped-up version that Andy Wallace drove at 304.773 miles per hour in 2019, the first series production car to break the 300 miles per hour barrier. Well, a close approximation of it at least. You see, off the back of that speedy day out at Aire Les Siennes, Bugatti announced it would build 30 Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus special editions, visually and mechanically based on the record-breaking car, albeit limited to 273 miles per hour for tire and life preservation purposes, with the same 8.0-liter quad-turbo W16 engine boosted by 100 to 1,578 pounds. All 30 in the same black with orange stripes livery and costing £3 million each. On top of that, there's the mechanically identical standard Super Sport model, available in any color you like, so long as you don't copy the 300 Plus edition. Key to the engine's swollen power reserves are 4 larger turbos that work in tandem to deliver maximum torque from 2,000 to 6,000 RPM. That's across 70% of the engine's full operating range. The two-stage system only calls on 2 turbos up to 3,800 RPM to improve throttle response, and all 4 beyond that. A new titanium exhaust system helps out by reducing back pressure compared to the Veyron, and houses 2 enormous catalytic converters, each 6 times the size of one you'll find in a Mondeo. There are 6 exit pipes in total, 4 sticking out the back, and 2 pointing downwards to create a blown diffuser, a downforce boosting technology proven by, then subsequently banned in F1. Everything about the Chiron's powertrain is supersized. An improved charge-air cooling system means 60,000 liters of air per minute are pumped through the engine, while the coolant pump can circulate 800 liters in the same time. According to Willie Netashil, head of engineering, temperature management is one of the biggest problems. In total, there are 10 radiators crammed under the Chiron's skin. With great power comes great need for big brakes. So the front and rear discs are now 20 millimeters larger, 2 millimeters thicker, and made from carbon silicon carbide, a material that's both lighter and more resistant to fade. Clamping them are 8 piston calipers in the front and 6 piston at the rear. Each piston a subtly different diameter to keep brake wear even. The tires, now 14% wider at the front and 12% wider at the rear, are wrapped around larger rims, 20-inch front and 21-inch rear, and built to withstand otherworldly forces. They need to be, as each gram of rubber is exposed to a centrifugal force of 3,800 G. A bigger contact patch on the road means better braking, acceleration, and wet weather grip, while the updated four-wheel drive system uses electronic diffs on the front and rear axles, allowing fine control of the handling characteristics. More on that in a bit. As a starting point for the world's fastest car, Bugatti uses a new carbon fiber monocoque. Each one takes 4 weeks to make, with a carbon fiber rear subframe attached to save 8 kilograms versus the Veyron and boost rigidity. While the entire package is wrapped in a carbon fiber skin, Bugatti claims torsional stiffness is now up there with an LMP1 prototype. While a new electric steering system and suspension bolted directly to the monocoque means it should react to inputs faster than a 1995 kilogram car has any right to. What's the verdict? The Veyron's reign as the world's fastest production car is at an end, and the usurper comes from within. Yes, the 1.9 million pound Chiron is built to bend physics to breaking point. The Veyron's significance transcends its obvious performance qualifications. Yes, it was the fastest, most complicated, most expensive thing available at the time, but it also prefaced a new technology language, one that virtually all modern fast cars have now adopted: turbocharging, all-wheel drive, and perhaps most significant of all, the dual-clutch gearbox. The Veyron was essentially Volkswagen's then-boss Ferdinand Piëch, showing the world what his vast conglomerate could achieve. It was his Saturn V moment, and it was nearly as costly. And yet the world never fell in love with the Veyron. It was never a poster car in the mold of a Countach or an F40. Somehow Piëch created a kind of $1 million Audi Quattro that we respected but didn't crave and desire. But the Chiron is so enigmatic. It goes about its everyday business with a competence that belies just how much engineering has been thrown at it to be able to travel at such remarkable speeds. We expected a facelifted Veyron. We expected to come away questioning the Chiron's reason for being. Instead, we drove a car that does things no other car can, one with a distinct personality. Which model would we go for? Bugatti will only ever build 500 Chirons, but within that will be a mix of Chiron, Chiron Sport, Chiron Per Sport, and Super Sport. The coach-built specials, Divo, Senta Dieci, Voiture Noire, are on top of the 500. In fact, the standard Chiron and Chiron Sport have come to the end of their homologation run. So if you have a spare few million sloshing around, your choice is only between Per Sport and Super Sport. The best way to think of the Super Sport is as the Chiron Streamliner. The Chiron Per Sport and Bugatti Divo lean more towards cornering, lap times, and handling ability, whereas the Super Sport at its core is about minimizing drag and maximizing straight-line speed. But it can still handle itself around a track. Maybe not to the same extent, but its bandwidth is definitely wider than the more hardcore models. Given the Chiron was always designed as a monster GT more than a track rat, it would be a super sport all day for us.